That's me right there. And I'm the proud owner of Web Studios Portraits for Women. And I, last night in my delirium, after having photographed this weekend this amazing destination winter wedding, I was, in the throes of editing, and I ended up posting about how I make these toggle GIFs. And I got some feedback, and people want to know how I make them. So I'm doing a little video tutorial about that to show you all how. So what happens inevitably, you guys all know as photographers, is you're going through editing photos really quickly and you stumble upon these amazing magic moments where you haven't moved the camera very much, but something in the frame has changed. And this is the mother of the bride, and she's absolutely awesome and shocked when she saw Rachel. And this is Rachel, the amazing bride, um, and it totally made me laugh. I so what I do is, if I do make a GIF, and I'm going to do this as one big caveat that you guys should all know, but just in case, is that you can only do this if your client has a wicked sense of humor. And the thing that's really funny to me about this is that Rachel is a dear friend of mine. I've known her forever, and she looks in this thing like she's a bridezilla, which is hilarious because she could not be anything further from it. She was the most zen, gracious bride ever. So that's what makes this funny. Anyways, so what I do is I pull the images in and I put them on a single layer. And I'm not going to go through that because you guys know. If you're having a hard time, if you're having a hard time lining them up, a good thing to do is to drop the fill a little bit and you'll see some ghosting, and then you can make sure to line your image up so it really feels good, because the idea is you as possible and just all the movement focusing on whatever change you want to make. So lastly, what I did is I just added a little track back to me on the very top layer. Now this is important because I want it to be the same for both states, and I'll walk you through that as we go. So most photographers, I guess, don't know, but in Photoshop you can make videos and animations, and it's pretty cool, and I recommend people get really comfy with it because it's awesome. And what it means is that you can grade the video or edit the video the same way that you would a photograph. So the way you do that is you go into Window and all the way down to Timeline. And Timeline will automatically pop up as a video, and that's not what you want. For this, we want it to be a frame animation. So we go to Convert Frames and Convert to Frame Animation. And yes. And then voila, we have one frame. Now, in order to toggle, you need two. So I come down here, pop a new one in, and bam. Now, right here, you want to pay attention because 0.4 seconds is a lot for a GIF. And my default when I did this earlier was 5 seconds. So if you're doing play with 5 seconds, it's going to look like nothing's happening. So I like 0.2 or 0.1 for GIFs, and it just depends on what kind of speed you lack. So I'm going to come here, ba-bam, and then right here where it says once, that means the video is going to loop once, and we don't want that. We want it to loop forever and ever so that we can keep laughing as it changes. So now it's set to that, and I can press play, and look, nothing's happening. The reason nothing's happening is that both frames are the same, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a frame, and then I'm just going to hide one of my layers. And that will create the difference to now having two frames to toggle between. So if I press play now, boom, it's going slowly because my computer is slow, but you get the gist. Now all you have to do is export. So you go to File, Save for Web. Oh my gosh, I just love that expression because Rachel is so absolutely gorgeous. Little delights as a photographer that you just can't help but love is when somebody who's absolutely beautiful makes a crazy face and you catch it on film. It's just fabulous. So right up here where it says preset, a lot of times the default is JPEG because that's what we use the most. And I went ahead and changed it to GIF 128. And you can see there are different options. The number has to do with how many colors do you get. So this one, 128, I get all these colors to have. So there isn't as much banding as there is in a lot of GIFs. I mean, you can see on her skin, it changed it from being flawless to kind of crazy, but you know, it's a silly animation. And then right here where it says looping options, again, you want to pick forever, and you can press play to test it. Looking good. And then click save. And I'm not going to do that because I already did. So then once you've done that, you have this awesome GIF, and of course you want to put it on the internet. So I go to GIF I, which is an awesome resource for finding GIFs and then also making them. So you come right here to upload, and then you get to add hashtags and all that kind of stuff, and you get this amazing gift. And then you can share it, click the link, and then paste it into Facebook, and you'll be able to share your GIF. Now, it won't automatically play in Facebook because Facebook is one of those that doesn't automatically share GIFs. It's not supported. But when people click the link, they'll be able to see it and have a good laugh. So what I would love is if you guys all posted your GIFs in the comments, because I did this originally as a total weird thing that I thought only I did because I'm a nerd and I'm going through these images and I like little weird gifts to give to my clients. But I saw you guys posting and I realized that a lot of people do it. So I would love, love, love to see your gifts. And again, my name is Gia, right there. And you can find me by going to vevstudiosportland.com. And feel free to leave comments. And if you like a little random video tutorial every now and then, I would be happy to give you one.